Beneath the waves, a silent battle for supremacy is constantly waged. For decades, the United States Navy has maintained an undeniable edge in undersea warfare, its submarines legendary for their stealth and capability. Now, a new apex predator is on the horizon, America's next-generation stealth submarine, the SSN-X. The very prospect of facing such a vessel is enough to give pause to any potential adversary, a testament to the U.S. Navy's enduring commitment to maintaining its strategic advantage in the world's oceans, as military analysts frequently observe. Before we dive deeper, a quick clarification on naval terminology. By tradition, submarines are often referred to as boats rather than ships, regardless of their impressive size, according to Wikipedia. However, U.S. submarines officially bear the designation USS, standing for United States Ship, at the beginning of their names, such as the USS Alabama. This dual nomenclature reflects a rich history and a unique operational identity within the naval forces, a detail often noted in discussions of naval heritage and submarine service. The U.S. Navy's next-generation attack submarine program, known as the SSN-X, aims to be what 1945 calls an $8 billion apex predator. This ambitious design seeks to combine the renowned stealth capabilities of the Virginia-class submarines with the formidable firepower of the Seawolf class, establishing a new benchmark for undersea warfare. Work on this program reportedly began in the early 2010s, with the Navy assessing the long-term viability of its existing Virginia-class fleet as a primary driver for developing a successor, as outlined in reports on the SSN-X program. The SSN-X's emphasis on stealth draws heavily from the legacy of the Virginia-class submarines. These vessels are renowned for their low acoustic signatures and advanced sensor technology, making them incredibly difficult to detect in the vastness of the ocean. The initial assessment of the long-term viability of the Virginia class in the early 2010s directly influenced the need for the SSN-X program, as the Navy sought to push the boundaries of undersea stealth even further, according to insights from the SSN-X program's foundational research. Complementing the Virginia-class stealth, the SSN-X aims to integrate the sheer firepower associated with the Seawolf class. The Seawolf class, like the USS Connecticut transiting the Pacific, represents a revolutionary class of fast-attack submarines, known for its significant armament capacity and operational speed. This combination of stealth and firepower is intended to make the SSN-X an unmatched force multiplier, capable of both covert intelligence gathering and decisive combat operations, as detailed in reports from 1945 on submarine capabilities. The very premise of undersea strategic deterrence rests on the ability of nuclear-armed ballistic missile submarines, often called boomers, to remain undetected. Vessels like the Columbia class, assessed as the stealthiest submarine design in the Western world by the National Interest and USNI News, are crucial. Stationed at Naval Base Kitsap Bangor from 2032, these submarines, displacing over 20,800 tons and carrying 16 Trident II D5 Lee ballistic missiles, ensure potential attackers face the risk of catastrophic destruction without ever locating the threat, as a 1945 article highlights. Beyond strategic deterrence, U.S. submarines are vital tools for covert intelligence and advanced technical operations. Michael J. Bailey, the U.S. Navy's Program Executive Officer for Submarines, stated, "We have submarines out there on the front lines that are very involved, at the highest technical level." While specific details remain classified, this suggests U.S. submarines are actively engaged in sensitive missions, potentially including hacking other countries, as one news report indicates, operating with a level of discretion unmatched by other naval platforms, often discussed in reports by 1945. Despite these formidable capabilities, a profound shift is occurring in undersea warfare. The National Security Journal poses the question, is the stealth submarine era over? While asserting the era isn't entirely over, it notes that the platform is being forced to evolve due to advancements in detection. New anti-submarine warfare technologies are challenging traditional stealth, threatening to end the era of undersea dominance that has long been a hallmark of nations like the United States, as multiple sources, including new anti-submarine warfare technologies, report. Two critical technologies leading this paradigm shift are artificial intelligence and quantum sensors. IEE Spectrum highlights how these innovations are making the traditional game of hide-and-seek far more difficult for submarines. AI can process vast amounts of data to identify subtle patterns previously undetectable, while advanced sensing technologies, such as quantum sensors, promise unprecedented sensitivity in detecting minute changes in the environment, challenging even the most sophisticated stealth designs, as the National Security Journal explains. Adding another layer of complexity are advanced sensor networks and autonomous underwater drones. These new anti-submarine warfare technologies are making even the most advanced stealth submarines vulnerable to detection. Networks of distributed sensors can cover vast ocean areas, while underwater drones can operate closer to potential targets, tirelessly searching for acoustic or magnetic signatures. This evolution threatens to fundamentally alter the calculus of undersea dominance, suggesting a future where nowhere to hide becomes an increasingly stark reality, according to new anti-submarine warfare technologies. Compounding these technological challenges, America's planned apex predator, the SSN-X, faces significant development delays. Reports from the Congressional Research Service indicate that projected procurement has shifted from the mid-2030s into the early 2040s. Despite the Navy requesting nearly $623 million for research and development in the fiscal 2026 budget, this timeline remains unchanged, as outlined by USNI News and other defense publications. This pushes the eagerly anticipated next-generation submarine further into the future, creating a gap in modernization plans. The delays are primarily attributed to two critical factors: budget constraints and a strained defense industrial base. The U.S. Navy's official summary points to these issues as the reason for postponing the construction of its next-generation attack submarine. This decision highlights the immense financial and logistical hurdles involved in developing such a complex and expensive platform, a concern echoed in reports from the U.S. Navy's submarine nightmare won't be easy to end, which notes the broad impact on U.S. sea power. The delays in the SSN-X program threaten to undermine U.S. sea power, according to a report by Delays in Navy's next-gen submarine. The Navy hopes the SSN-X will offer a successful combination of stealth, operational life, and autonomous technology, but its postponement means a longer reliance on aging Ohio-class submarines. While the Navy has a maintenance plan to extend the life of these boomers until Columbia-class submarines are fully operational in the early 2040s, this places additional strain on the existing fleet and overall readiness, as noted by 1945. The challenge to American undersea dominance isn't just internal. Other nations are rapidly advancing their own stealth capabilities. China, for instance, claims to have developed new stealth submarine technology that mimics water to avoid detection by the U.S. Navy. The deployment of this novel stealth design in China's Type 039C Yuan-class submarine represents a groundbreaking leap in naval capabilities, according to U.S. and NATO failed. This indicates a significant commitment to countering traditional anti-submarine warfare techniques, as reported by Chinese scientists. Sweden also showcases formidable stealth innovation with its famously stealthy Gotland-class submarines. These non-nuclear submarines achieve remarkable quietness through air-independent propulsion (AIP) systems. This technology provides electric power to the submarine's motor while submerged, allowing it to operate without relying solely on batteries, unlike conventional non-nuclear submarines that must snorkel every few days to recharge. This gives Swedish submarines an extended submerged endurance and reduced detectability, making them formidable in their own right, as reports from Sweden's famously stealthy submarine indicate. Given these challenges, the definition of submarine survivability itself is broadening. As the game of hide-and-seek evolves, new strategies may increasingly hinge on asymmetric innovations rather than solely on submarine numbers and traditional stealth capabilities, regardless of how sophisticated those submarines are. This perspective, highlighted by IE Spectrum, suggests that simply building quieter or faster submarines may not be enough. The focus must shift to a multifaceted approach to remain dominant, as the Seawolf's reputation also suggests in 2026, where survivability broadens. One critical future strategy involves turning submarines into motherships for underwater drones. This concept allows submarines to work at a distance while autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, maneuver closer to shore to conduct jamming, hacking, or reconnaissance operations. As one news report by America is hacking other countries with stealthy submarines suggests, this capability would extend the reach and operational flexibility of the subsurface fleet significantly, creating a new paradigm for covert operations and intelligence gathering, complementing the traditional role of manned submarines. The SSN-X program, despite its delays and the evolving landscape of undersea warfare, remains a cornerstone of America's future naval strategy. It represents the U.S. Navy's ambition to combine unparalleled stealth, operational life, and autonomous technology. While the era of the stealth submarine as we once knew it may be over, the platform is adapting. The SSN-X will likely embody this evolution, integrating advanced sensors and drone capabilities, ensuring that America's presence beneath the waves, though transformed, remains formidable and unmatched well into the future, as multiple defense reports conclude.